Well, the rainy pattern is back on. Good morning. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Stell here with your Friday morning web quickcast, and not the greatest weekend in store for us here. In fact, we may be dealing with some strong to possibly severe storms, which could have some damage with them this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon as well. Let's jump right into it. You'll see what I'm tracking, the potential for those strong to possibly severe storms, heavy downpours, damaging wind gusts that are going to be our main threat for these storms. Bright side, I guess the way you can look at it is we're going to be looking at a 50-50 weekend, Sunday being the better day of the two. And as far as the tropics are concerned, a lot of activity going on in the tropics, but no big threats that are going to make their way to the east coast of the United States anytime soon, although that does start to change. You get in that third and fourth week of the month. We could be talking about the window opening for the southeast coast of the United States. Again, that's something we'll continue to track and keep you alert to. As far as our threat tracker is concerned for the day today, as I just mentioned, it is the potential for damaging wind gusts and also for some small hail and heavy downpours that are the main threats we're going to be dealing with both today and tomorrow as well with these storms that are going to be working their way through the area here. We'll keep it in the medium category for today and tomorrow and then lower it with no real severe weather threats as we head in through the day on Sunday. Storm Track 12 forecast calls for breezy, humid conditions for the day today. Late morning into the afternoon hours, we are going to see some breaks in that overcast, and sunshine will boost us into the upper 80s and low 90s. Beaches, we're talking about mid to upper 80s with showers and thunderstorms from this morning having moved away and probably not returning again until after sunset tonight, as that sea breeze front is going to start to work its way a little bit further inland. Scattered storms around overnight tonight, muggy, humid conditions, mid 70s for overnight lows. Now, more cloud cover around for tomorrow, so that may help lessen our chance for severe weather, but we've got an upper level pocket of cold air with a short wave coming in, so it's kind of a trade-off. And with that front being in the neighborhood, I think tomorrow is going to be a bigger bet for the severe weather than what we're going to be experiencing for today. Here's our setup here. We do have a front that is working its way through the Tennessee Valley right now, and it all has to do with what is going on at the jet stream level here. Again, we've got this pocket of cold air, this short wave, and it is a low pressure that's kind of cutting off from the main flow of the jet stream, rotating on through, and that's going to drag the front on along with it. We've got the upper level ridge that maintains itself out into the Rockies, and the other one's off of the western Atlantic coast. But as that front comes in, notice our tilt of the trough goes negative. So that starts to get more outflow at the upper levels of the atmosphere here, divergent flow aloft. That starts to basically start to pull the air up from the surface to the above, and that, as a result, could help touch off some of those stronger storms for the day tomorrow. Now, notice what happens here as far as our jet stream is concerned. Sunday and Monday, we still continue with a gentle trough across the eastern portions of the United States, and more importantly, what happens is that it starts knocking down the big upper level heat ridge here and kind of pushes the upper level ridge that was in the western Atlantic further out. So again, we are going to be tracking these disturbances coming through in the jet stream level, and yeah, we are going to be seeing south-southwesterly winds in here at the upper level, so that's going to bring the heat back in with it. But you'll also notice that we don't really have a whole lot of storms in the pattern for next week, at least the way it looks right now, as the upper level ridges, the amplification, if you will, kind of suppresses itself a little bit. So that's a positive way to look at it. Let's track it here for you on Storm Track 12 future track here as we go on through the day today. Showers and thunderstorms developing late this afternoon, this evening, further inland around Raleigh and Durham, Fayetteville, and eventually by dinner time working their way to the east here. Notice our winds, pretty strong, rather gusty, south-southwesterly winds. Even at the beaches, we're probably looking at wind gusts 25 to 35 miles an hour. You can definitely tell where the front is by midnight here, working its way across the mountains, and then that comes into this rich tropical air mass that we have in place. Notice future track here shows by tomorrow afternoon heavy showers and thunderstorms forming along the I-95 corridor and then working their way towards the coast as we go on through the evening and overnight period here. Still, I think we may have some showers along the beaches for early Sunday morning, but then we'll gradually dry out as those west-northwesterly winds kick in and eventually start to dry us out here. As far as the rainfall is concerned, any spot could pick up an inch or two underneath these storms. And what really concerns me is the potential for these storms to kind of train over the same area time after time. So we will have to watch for the potential for some minor flooding issues as we headed through the poor drainage areas on this weekend, if these storms today and tomorrow really kind of start training over each other. In the tropics, we've got Ernesto now down to a tropical depression. Very interesting look as far as this is concerned here. Notice the forecast track kind of officially, as Ernesto is concerned, takes it back to the coast. Now, here's what the satellite picture looks like. Already you can see some of the deeper convection getting out over the coast. And if this does redevelop, which some forecast models are showing, it would not continue with the name Ernesto. It would actually take the next Pacific name, which is the H name, Hector. So we may see Ernesto get a name change into Hector if it does start to redevelop in the Pacific Ocean. Meanwhile, as I mentioned, the tropics are pretty active. There's quite a few tropical waves that we're tracking here. This one right here, this is the remnants of Florence. Again, a cluster of thunderstorms surging up, but no real low-level center to it. Another pretty good wave coming off of the coast of Africa. And in between here, we've got, with this tropical wave, Tropical Depression 7. But again, you'll notice its direction headed pretty far south as it propagates westward here. And what I think you're going to notice is the fact that within the next day or two, this may actually dissipate and not really be on our map anymore. But it is something we'll continue to track and watch here for us. Again, we are looking at Tropical Depression 7 out there, located at 13.6 north, 47.2 west. If you are playing along at home and tracking on this Storm Track 12 severe weather chart. All right. Here's what the forecast models do with Tropical Depression 7. As I mentioned, it's going to kind of be on an Ernesto-ish type path, not really affecting the east coast of the United States, more going south of the islands. So it does not look like it is going to be a problem for us that we will have to worry about. That does change, though, as I mentioned, at the third and fourth week of August. The window does open up a little bit for the southeast coast to potentially be at risk. Showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and tomorrow as well. If you are going to be headed out to the Shrimp Festival in Sneads Ferry, it looks like some showers in the morning on Sunday and then gradually clearing things out. So Sunday would be the better day. See, even though we've got the general trough in the east here, we're still hot, seasonally hot temperatures back up into the upper 80s and low 90s as we start into next week. Have yourself a good weekend. Keep it tuned right here. Tori and Ellen will continue to keep you updated this weekend as far as the threats for severe weather with the storms. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still.